Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I will recount a personal sort of event from my own life that has left a huge mark on me. My dear mother, 6 months before we lost her, she was quite unwell. So I would go and spend a lot of time with her. On an occasion, she said to me, "Why don't you spend time with me?" So I looked at her and I said, "But I am with you." And she said, "You're not with me. You are elsewhere. You are just sitting here, but I do not feel your presence." Now, obviously, she was right, because I was thinking of things to do, my tasks that I need to get through, how I would be constructing my talks or my writings. When she died, that remained as the greatest regret, and I still carry that with me, although I know her dear soul would not hold anything against me. But it is something that I can't let go of, although I've learned to now, slowly. What happens to us in our lives is that the bodily interactions get us habituated in a form of life. Our thoughts are automated by those bodily interactions. As a result, we are not alive. We are in a slumber or a daydream state. Now, before moving on to some theological proofs that can solidify this particular idea, just think about the fact of us journeying in a car. If it is a route that we are acquainted with, we will not be attentive to the road more than what is required. It is done in an automated fashion. That is how we are conducting the major parts of our lives. It's on auto drive. The person isn't there. The person is elsewhere. It is the body moving through the world with minimal input from the consciousness. And as a result, we are missing out on rich experiences that every breath has to offer. Imagine how much we have with us in this world of the beauty that God has created. If we can just walk in the park and become attentive to the chirping of the birds, we will listen to different languages and communications taking place. That would add to the quality of our beings. We would see blades of grass, trees. We would see the ripples. We would be filled with appreciation. There would be a qualitative change within, and we will notice it. But the fact that we are living life and we are not noticing these things shows that we are not present. How can the journey of the soul, consciousness, awareness take place when the awareness is not even aware? Hence, I believe the Quran says, by time, human is in a loss, because it is our nature to become habituated, robotic. The verse says further on, "Save for those who bring faith and perform righteous deeds." But again, bringing faith we have done in a robotic fashion. the righteous deeds we have done in a robotic fashion. Faith means to be in a state of acknowledgement that there is a deeper calling. So faith is not one pronouncement and entering within the folds of religion as we give allegiance to our country of residence and we sign that paper and we become citizens. Faith means a constant state, continuous acknowledgement that I belong to a higher order. There is something deeper. That is what faith means. And righteous deeds means interacting with every deed at a conscious level, not robotic performance of it, whether it be prayer or a trip to Mecca or giving something in charity or even talking with others. These interactions only count as good deeds or righteous deeds when the soul is engaged, fully being present. To this effect, I think, are the next two statements that I'm going to narrate. One is from the Blessed Prophet, in which he stated that the greatest tribulation for the children of Adam on the day of reckoning will be regret. Regret at not doing what they were supposed to do in their lifetimes. This is further elaborated by Imam Sadiq when he states that the greatest calamity on the Day of Judgment will be the realization of missing out on an opportunity. And he says the regret will be so deep that people will cry endlessly. And when their tears dry, they will cry in its place tears of blood. Now that regret is encountered by humanity, be they within the folds of Islam or otherwise, be they people who have worshipped God or otherwise, because every one of us in that awakened state will know that no, we were supposed to lead this life in a state of wakefulness, where every moment makes a difference, not in an automated state. The amazing thing about us guys is that even when we go to a scenic place, we are not really there. We carry our mental cages with us. We are entrapped in a mental cage. We are not truly there. We are there in a slumber, in a dreamy fashion. We are not experiencing the real thing there. Even if we were to go to another planet, we will not have gone to anywhere other than to our own selves. We have never relinquished this state of ours. Now on that note, if you look at our behavior and modes of behavior and our attitudes, you will find that we are highly predictable people. That if there was a certain stimuli, then you can expect me to interact and react with it in a predictable manner. Why? Because it's not me that is there. It's all these experiences that have molded me into a particular manner of being that is there. And you can predict that, okay, if that's the cause, that will be the interaction and that will be the reaction. Now, when somebody becomes that predictable, it shows that they're not moving in their journey. They're not in the present. Whereas a person who is in the present will look at the external impetus, analyze it in a wakeful state, interact with it in a befitting manner, and then react. So the reaction might be totally alien to one expected previously. That shows that the person is carving out their destiny afresh. They have come to the zone of neutrality and presence. Now they are leading their lives, whereas previously they have not led a life. It is body on autopilot that has been conducting the journey, and the mind or the real soul has just been dormant. If we can come into the present and experience it and feel the richness of what these experiences are offering and actually feel the qualitative change from within us, then we will know what it feels like when the inner being begins to journey. From here, I would like us to think that as people of faith, we have encountered many months of Ramadan, many trips on Umrah and Hajj, many ziyarat, many Muharram, many going to church and many Lent. Many times we've gone to the temple and to the Ganges, whichever faith we may be. Have these experiences changed us? Have they deepened us? Hajj is obligatory once in a lifetime. Why? Because that is sufficient for it to transform us. I've been going over 17 years and I still might find myself as I was the first time that I went. That prompts me to think, have I at all been to Hajj? Or has my body been to Hajj and I've stayed back home? Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.